What's up, y'all? It's your girl Stacy the Intuitive. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going ahead and doing a pick a card reading. So we have 3 cards here. I do have another deck here if we want to clarify a bit, but we have 3 piles. Go ahead and pick your pile right now. Alrighty, my loves, go ahead and take a deep breath and go ahead and pick out your crystal. Either the first card, blue chalcedony, second card, unakite, or the third card being blue kyanite. We're gonna go ahead and do some close-ups, and you can pick the crystal that you feel intuitively drawn to. Remember, these pick a card readings are also a means to test your intuition, to kind of exercise your intuition a bit. So be sure that you are picking the one that is absolutely calling you, and let's get into the reading. It is going to be either the blue chalcedony, unakite, and blue lace agate. So you should have picked your pile by now intuitively. And let's go ahead and get into group 1, which is the blue chalcedony here. One of my favorite crystals. Really good for calming the nervous system, bringing about energies of compassion and things like that. So already you guys are just in this really dreamy energy. This is a really good dream crystal as well to put under your pillow. So I'm really feeling this dreamy energy for you guys. It's very soft and nurturing and very kind of like expansive. So let's get into your crystal, your reading. So just like I said, you guys have this breathe card, which to me just speaks of this energy that you guys are in, where you're kind of being asked to slow down a bit. You're kind of being asked to kind of attune to like this angelic frequency is what I'm feeling just right off the bat. So some of you guys may be into that spiritual realm and stuff like that, very deeply into it. I feel like you guys are being called to kind of like cleanse your energy a bit, right? This breathe energy really speaks to this cleansing, nurturing energy within you, this very centered energy within you. So what I'm intuitively feeling about this breathe energy, that you guys might have been through a season of chaos recently, something of a storm in a way, but it honestly feels like there's this very calm sensation going on within you guys that you would not have expected. It's very interesting. You're kind of being asked to slow down and get present because of the energies that are shifting through your life right now. Like I said, it feels like you guys kind of went through a storm recently, and with that energy, it kind of feels like you weren't expecting to feel like this on the other side of it. It could have even felt turbulent while it was happening, right? Like you guys might have felt this anxiety rising within you, but very quickly that just naturally subsided. Very quickly the energy just kind of started working with you, and now you're kind of in this unknown space, because although you went through something that felt very kind of like unforeseen, something that was unexpected, you're now in this space of just being in the unknown. But it's not bad, it's not negative, and you tell that specifically by your feeling. It's like this time that you guys are having is purely sensual, purely internal, right? The energy that you're experiencing is purely on an energetic level, like it's coming through energetically. The external reality is not telling you anything about your circumstances right now, and you're not able to go based on past narratives that you've experienced. So with this breathe card, I'm just feeling that it's imperative for you guys to just take a moment, take everything in. With this breathe card, I also feel like it is bringing in this receptive frequency. And I know we talked about that angelic energy. That's only going to fit for some of you. But like this angelic frequency, I feel like it's a very protected space that you're in. I feel like that's kind of what that means in just like the most basic terms, is like you're in this very protective space. And with this protective space, you're kind of being asked to just like receive and soak up what it has for you, because there's a message in this space for you. There's kind of like an epiphany or a revelation that's going to be coming about for some of you. And some of you might be feeling this. You're feeling like this energy of change, but the change is happening more so based on your state of being, as opposed to whatever thing that just shifted in your reality kind of in physical form. So like if you guys just went through a major shift in some way, that shift seemingly has like no impact on your reality at this time, and is bringing you to this completely unknown space where you're like, okay, what's about to happen next? What's about to unfold next? You literally have no idea in that regard. And that's why it kind of feels almost like eerie, but not in a bad way. It's eerie in like a mysterious type of way. Like, what exactly is this? Where exactly are we going with this? What's going on? And I find that to be so interesting for you guys. I almost don't even feel compelled to pick up from another deck. I'm just gonna go with this. Let's see if this card has any more messages for me to give to you guys. Yeah, I feel like you guys have kind of found your center. Okay, that's what it is. So you guys are kind of like finding your center in this space, right? It's like amidst all the chaos, that's when you found this piece of you, like this innate inherent piece of you that exists like exists, like I said, inherently within this state of peace, within this state of just beingness, right? You guys feel very still right now. That's how your energy feels. And with this, like I said, there's some revelation or something about you that's going to be coming through just by way of your internal, you're turning inwards. And it's bringing about this like newfound understanding of self, this newfound piece of you. I feel like you guys are kind of awakening to a piece of yourself here. And that really does happen in this silence, in this kind of like turning inward, in this seated sense of self. So that's really beautiful. I feel like pile 1 here, and that totally fits the blue chalcedony, that very calming and nurturing crystal. You guys are having like this self-awakening, right? This moment of like self-awakening, but it's not like, oh my gosh, like I'm awakening to all these crazy truths about the world. It's literally just this place within you, this refuge within you, this truth about your nature. Like it becomes very clear. And when we have these moments where we like become true about our nature, those are the times when we step into this really empowered sense of self and value, and like sense of self-worth. Those are some of my favorite moments of awakening, where we kind of like awaken to this piece of us that we didn't know was there. And maybe it was whatever circumstance that felt turbulent that brought this about, whatever circumstance you just came from that brought this about, that kind of highlighted this nature about you, so you couldn't help but feel this sense of value and peace after having kind of like come home to this part of yourself again. So whatever that is for you, this moment is supposed to be very transformative. Take the time to turn inward, take the time to get silent. It really feels kind of like a hug, like it's like you see yourself again, and you're kind of like, you're wrapped in this self-embrace. So that's really cool. I hope that resonated for some of you guys. We're gonna go ahead and get into our pile 2. Okay, so if you picked unigite, this is a very pretty and grounding crystal. Okay, this crystal is all about grounding. It's all about helping you to kind of like uncover the unknown and things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this crystal. We have the Y card. Okay, let's get into what this has for you. I feel like you guys are kind of in this space where you're trying to figure out what your next step is, but there's this emphasis on figuring out what your motivations are. Okay, I feel like you guys are kind of in this space where you feel like you're very observational. You're kind of like seeing all the pieces of your life in this new way that you haven't before. And, so this feels like a pivotal point in you guys' life. Group 2, these are people who feel that you are at a pivotal point in your life. You are at kind of like a milestone point in your life, right? You have kind of built up a couple of things, and now you're at a position where you can kind of look at what you've built. It's not really like you're in that tumultuous building energy, right? You guys have kind of reached some type of foundational level of your life. And now you're trying to, like, in this stage of things where you have reached like quite a few accomplishments, you're kind of trying to figure out what have been your motivations up until this point. You're kind of trying to find a little bit of purpose, and that's something that happens a lot of the time when people have started to feel established in a place in their life. So I feel here with you guys in group 2, like with this book here, it's very interesting because it's like you're getting to kind of read the book of your life in a way. You're kind of getting to read the book of like the manual of like what got you here, right? You're kind of reading that and reflecting a little bit. It's like a very reflective point that you guys are at because of the fact that you have reached a certain point on your journey. Like you wouldn't have had this moment. I literally put my cardigan here because I have on like some spandex. I'm like, but you wouldn't have reached this point if you hadn't, reach this level of accomplishment, reach this level of establishment, and wherever you are. And keep in mind that literally is going to look different for every single one of you. You know how this is coming about for you, whether it be like some people who just had a child or something, some people who just graduated school or who just started school, whatever. You're looking at the things that have got you to this point, and now you're trying to kind of get a deeper level understanding of self. A big emphasis on this channel is about getting you to understand yourself. So it makes total sense that this is coming up, and I feel like that's kind of the theme. Like this is completely different from pile 1, but the energy is that of something where you're kind of like looking within a little bit. So specifically for you guys though, this kind of like unfoldment of your life, the creation of your life, you've reached a pivotal point where you have an opportunity to kind of pivot a little bit in your motivations and what is driving you forward, so that whatever it is that you are building, will start to be more reflective of that. The reason that it's a pivotal point is because whatever you've built is foundational, right? It serves as a foundation for where you go next. But if you are to continue in this direction without kind of any clarity or insight about what's driving you, you can find yourself far away from yourself going forward. So that is why this is such a pivotal moment where you've built something and you kind of get to, look at how it's reflecting you, what truth it's reflecting about you, and if you truly resonate with it, and if not, then what do you need to change about it and why, right? That why energy here. So don't feel surprised if you find yourself kind of looking at your life a lot and you're kind of questioning like what to do with it now, where to go with it now, if you really still want it now, and you're kind of like confused about that because in the past it was more about achieving the goal. But once you've achieved it, if you don't feel like foundationally like you have like these big picture dreams about what you want this to expand into, there does become a point where you reach this point where you can create further expansion and you're not sure where to go. And that's okay if you can identify that pivotal moment and start to, become focused a little bit more on your why, on your reasoning for continuing forward, on, what's driving you forward, if you take those opportunities. But if you don't, or if you allow yourself to kind of get caught up in like superficial things that don't actually reflect you, when you reach this pivotal point again, well, okay, now we're asking different questions, right? Now it's not about where can I go next? It's more so about, oh my God, what did I do? So I'm not saying it's going to be that drastic, but I am saying for you guys, this is a very pivotal point in which you're being called to like look at your actions a lot more. Look at the prior actions that you've taken. Look at what's driven these actions and what it has led you to, and whether or not you truly resonate with it anymore. And with that, I feel like the deeper message here about resonance, I feel like it's going to be split for some of you. Some of you feel like the intentions that you've led with are totally resonant and you want to expand on those, but some of you feel like you aren't resonating with what has driven you forward, and it's kind of getting you to want to change your life a bit. It's kind of getting you to want to shift the direction a bit. And the question becomes like, how committed are you to whatever path that you're about to walk next? How committed are you to that path and why? Let's see if anything else wants to come through with this card. I feel like some of you have an opportunity to take things deeper in your life. Like, I feel like where some of you have landed is very optimal. It's good for you, but I feel like you have an opportunity to take it deeper and to take yourself deeper and to create something truly meaningful. And so with that, legacy, generational, that type of thing. So with that, I think there's also this thing coming up right now about some of you and your attitudes. You have to ask yourself, in where you are right now, how do you want to embody, right? Sometimes we reach certain levels of accomplishment, and so this is the next level. Okay, this is what it was. So sometimes we reach certain levels of accomplishments, and things that we kind of like poured into that along the way, we kind of lose sight. So I think that for some of you, this is about returning to those foundational elements that were very important to you, that you prioritized in the creation process. For example, for me, like, I reached a certain level of success in career, right? Like just, I had leveled up from where I was or where I have ever been. And I had a couple of accomplishments, but something along that path to getting there that was super important to me the whole way through, even as it relates to just my spiritual journey and my journey with God, was like being humble. And that was one of my greatest priorities in that. And as I progressed, maybe that narrative within my mind became a little less quiet. Not that it wasn't there, but that it was less quiet. But then you get to certain points and things where you're like, oh, wait, those are my foundational beliefs and things that I really want to carry with me. Let me reorient and see how I can integrate this into the space that I'm in now, so that as I make this shift towards whatever the next stage is, that I'm taking those with me as the foundational elements, because it does kind of give like that energy of starting a new beginning based on the foundations that you've created. So there's a couple of different layers to this message, but I think what's most important for you guys in group 2 to know is that you're entering a new phase. You need to really reevaluate and just consider, not in like a harsh way. I said reevaluate, that felt harsh. What I meant is just consider what you're wanting to take with you into this next phase and what's driving you forward. Get really consciously aware about that, because I think the moments that we have where we can start questioning this, these are the most pivotal moments, because this will separate us from the people who navigate in autopilot, from those moments where we didn't realize that we started navigating in autopilot. So take the moments, take the revelations and the questions that are coming out very seriously, because they're trying to get you to take things a little bit deeper. They're trying to get you to center within yourself as opposed to getting in autopilot. It's trying to get you to be a little bit more conscious about your path, right? As you continue to walk it, because before it's more of like the building stages. Now it's the building on stages, right? Where you're building on what you've created, and you want to make sure that the little pieces that you're, you know, accumulating on top of that foundation paint like a really pretty picture that's reflective of you, as opposed to like, oh wow, I didn't even realize I had built all these blocks up. What are these even about? How do they get there? Like, it doesn't become your beautiful image anymore. Like, if we're talking about it in terms of like you building a house, it's not like your dream house, like this beautiful house anymore. You don't want to get along the process and you're just building the house at some point. You want to make sure that you're seeing your vision all the way throughout, and that you're taking moments to reevaluate, so that if you need to innovate the vision, that you can do that. Okay, so that is group 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's get into group 3. Okay, group 3, we have blue lace agate. This again is another really calming and just kind of like healing. This is specifically like a very healing crystal, right? It's a very kind crystal overall. Like, it gives off those kind feelings and things, soft, those types of words. So let's see what card we have. We have the Go the Distance card for group 3. Okay, guys, so what I'm feeling here, this is like a warrior energy, okay? This is also like a perseverant energy. I'm already loving the vibes that are coming off of this, guys. So for this group, okay, this is a group of people who are on a venture, right? You have something that you want to achieve, something that you want to anchor into your life, okay? And this card is just asking you to go the distance. It's asking you to set your sights on that thing and go there. Set that as your destination, right? A lot of the time along the path, we get scared, we get worried, we feel like we don't know if we're gonna make it there. But something that I have personally been realizing lately in my own life, it's literally that your mindset is the thing that drives you forward, which this is something we know. But it's more so about asserting, right? Not just about like thinking like, oh, this is gonna be great, but it's like asserting, like, no, this is where I'm going. This is where I know I'm going. This is the path that I am taking. And so I feel like that assertiveness wants to come through you guys. This is kind of more so, this is not only about the journey itself that you're undergoing, but this assertive nature is wanting to come through for this group specifically. I believe that this is a cheetah, not a jaguar. I think so. Yeah, this is a cheetah, which they run very fast, and you know, they got a lot of strength within them. I feel like this group has maybe been a little bit more passive, not only to the ways that life comes through, but also in their interactions in life, right? Their interactions with people in their life experience. So I feel like you guys have had a little bit more of a passive mindset, which that passive mindset in life can oftentimes just lead us to being led by life. And that's the thing that we kind of want to shy away from a little bit. We don't want life to lead us. We want to lead our lives. But that statement also works in the inverse. So don't take that as like a end all be all. We want life to lead us, and we also want to be leading our own lives. And so with this energy, I feel like this is asking you to get a little bit more co-creative with life. Start taking action towards the things that you need to do to make it do. But how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by kind of like curating and cultivating this mindset and attitude and state of being. I feel like this energy, I'm feeling amped up by this energy. This one got me moving around a lot. This energy is asking you guys to like really embody this card right here. Specifically is about embodiment, the energy that you need to start embodying. I feel like it's even more than about like the venture or, you know, whatever you're trying to accomplish in your life. It's about you allowing yourself to fully become the person and embody the traits that you need in order to become the person that you're trying to be. Okay, sorry y'all, I lost storage. But this energy is asking you to become so steadfast, so serious, so just like literally one day you wake up and you like become so large and grand within your energy. This is what this energy is asking you to do, to become large and grand within your energy, guys. There is something that happens when you actually allow yourself to ground in the energy that you're trying to cultivate into your life, into the person that you are. When you allow yourself to get really grounded in it, and it feels like it's just like this sense of self is sitting at the base of you, right? Where you feel so secure in the world, where you could just literally be. And this version of you is trying to like come straight through you, right? It's kind of like the energy of a person who just like goes outside and screams, right? That's the energy that I feel here. It's like that is the kind of like, that's like the energetic like expression that your energy is taking on right now. Like this energy of a person who just like goes out there and screams, like, you know, like to the heavens, right? That type of vibe. So with this go the distance energy, I feel like you guys are kind of like teeter-tottering a little bit along the race course or whatever. It's like, no, I need you to pick up full speed and get like the cheetah. The cheetah knows that it's the fastest one out there. Okay, I need you to get that, because that is the kind of energy that a cheetah holds, right? It's that energy of like you know, like when we think about the animal kingdom and stuff, like there's a level of like honor, there's a level of like self just recognition amongst the animals in the animal kingdom, like specifically the cheetah, right? Like it knows its strengths and it really hones those strengths. And like when like a prey or like another animal tries to challenge it, there's like this sense of like when it's like a worthy opponent type, there's this sense of like self-assurance. You guys need that self-assurance, but it's such an energetic energy. It's really not about a thing of like, okay, you need to start listening to listening to affirmation stuff. It's not like those types of actions. It's literally like a getting seated. It's literally like a scream this energy out of you. I don't know how else to say it, but I feel like the people who are meant to hear this, you get it. Like you feel it. It's like a fire is trying to be lit. That fire needs to be ignited. The fire within you is trying to be ignited. Let it off. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe it is just going out there and screaming. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's just a moment you have with yourself where you have a conversation. You be like, no, this is what we're doing, okay? This is where I am, and this is what I'm trying to embody. But this bold, loud, proud energy about you wants to come through. I need you to let it through. This is probably my favorite one. Don't tell the other groups. My favorite one here, because the energy is so big. I feel like some of you guys have made yourself small. You've made yourself kind of like, you know, hide in the corner a little bit. You didn't want to pop out on them like that, but it's time to pop out on them like that, okay? Because you know you have it, okay? So that's the reading, guys. I really like that one. That one was really good. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know if your card resonated, guys. And I'm going to continue doing this. And at some point, I will be offering personal readings. So be sure to follow me and also check out my other platforms, same username, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun filming this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Mwah.